All right, guys, we are live. What is going on this evening? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, and I'm back, of course, as you know, I haven't really been doing much on this channel since my top 10 special. Well, it was 40, 4 top 10 lists on my top 10 stream this past week. But yes, I am back. I am here live once again, guys. Just to get an FYI out there, the information. Once again, nothing is going on bad. It's just, again, my sister's in town visiting this week. I mean, she usually comes home for a couple weeks in the summers and she doesn't live around here anymore. But this year she was only able to be here for like 9-10 days. So we're like really cramming in a bunch of things literally within this whole week. And it's just been pretty, crazy just playing things by ear. So that's why, of course, I'm behind on some things and I'm just catching up. And tonight I'm going to try to start catching up with Raw, SmackDown, and 205 Live. There's also 2 other videos I want to record, such as a Turn Alert, and I also want to get my thoughts out on the on yesterday's passing for Los Angeles Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs. Also, I want to get my thoughts out on that as well. So it's going to be definitely a busy couple hours for me on this channel. I have 3 live reviews I'm doing. I'm going to be doing, of course, Raw first, which I only caught the highlights for Raw last night because last night my family and I went out to Cleveland for the night, spent the night there, and then we just did some exploring in Cleveland, and we came home like later this afternoon, basically. So I'm going to be home, of course, the rest of this week. Well, maybe some odds and ends we're going to be doing again because my sister goes back home on Sunday. So yeah, just be patient with me this week, guys. Next week. It depends on how some other things go. Things go well. Hang on, I need to answer this text really quick. Okay. Anyways, so sorry again, I just needed to answer that text. It was important. Anyways, but so I'm gonna, of course, first talk about Raw tonight. Raw next. Run out. Yeah. Tons once again. 50 million things going on at once. So I'm just not quite in the smooth groove, basically. Anyways, we're live though to talk about my live review of Raw first. We'll do that first. From July 1st, 2019 edition. Took place in Dallas, Texas. And so obviously now the news over the weekend broke that both Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have now become executive directors. Heyman for Raw, Bischoff for SmackDown. Meaning that they seem to have more creative control over the shows. Hopefully it means Vince McMahon is slowly stepping aside. Now, I've read online that I guess this position by Heyman and Bischoff is slowly happening, basically. And what I saw from this week from both Raw and SmackDown Live, I think to say it, it's kind of what it feels like. It's like, okay, we're getting somewhere. There's still kinks, but we're getting somewhere. That's how I felt for watching both shows. And both shows, to me, for the most part, intrigued me a little bit. Of course, the one thing, again, that, well, they kind of toned down a little bit with it this week. But my thing is keep in mind this. These new positions they started are basically starting, during the midst of the build to a pay-per-view that already started. And basically, what they're trying to do for the most part is try to make gold from poop. As I've said before, a teacher once said to me, Mike, you can't make gold from poop. There's some stuff, yes, they're able to, at least fix a little, but not everything they're able to save right now, basically. But I can appreciate some of the efforts. But I feel that, the true, Heyman and Bischoff, consistency, I think will show once we get past Extreme Rules, I feel. So I've definitely seen a little more of an edgier product, definitely, the past, 2 nights based off the highlights I saw from Raw and what I saw on SmackDown tonight as well. Not everything made sense to me, but it's a good start, and we're getting back on track. But anyways, let's check the live chat first before I talk about this show. What's up, Tyler? Saying why AJ? Why? Lauren said, hey, finally AJ heel turn club reunion. Best Raw in a while. Thanks, Paul Heyman, for sure. Did Mike Kanellis turn face? I don't think he turned face yet. Finally, Maria is on TV. Well, she's been on 205 Live, but they were on Raw last night. Yes, true. Wildcard Roll. Shock Rowan was on Raw. He wasn't on Raw or SmackDown as well. How was your visit with your sis? Again, she's still in town. We just went to Cleveland for a day trip. Again, she's still here. She's in town until Sunday. No Rowan with Taker was there. She gave Raw a C+. Taker and Drew feud in the near future. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see a match with Taker and Drew. I don't know if I ever want to see it once again because, again, honest question: can Taker really put on a quality match within only like 5 minutes or whatnot? I'm not sure. Where has Bray been? Well, again, they've been showing his characters from the Firefly Funhouse in the background. Obviously, and he's probably going to be, returning to the ring very soon. And I may have a speculation of that based off what we saw on SmackDown tonight, which I will get to, in a little bit in the next one. Do you think Maria is really pregnant not to show up to see here? AJ should stay on SmackDown and not turn heel. I don't know, Miguel. I'm not too upset about AJ going to Raw for something different at this point. And I do feel on Raw with the talent that's on Raw, for something fresh, a heel turn felt necessary. Which again, I want to save, that's when I do my turn alert on AJ Styles in the club, which I'll record after I do my live reviews tonight. Did you hear Shane may win a WWE title from the rumors? I heard that, yes. And any turns for SummerSlam? Gotta think that one out, Lauren. I mean, I can't really answer that one, right now. Again, I just have a ton of other stuff to focus on right now. Again, with these reviews caught up and whatnot. But thank you for your questions, guys. Stuff in my chat. We'll talk about some stuff another time. But again, I just have a lot on my plate tonight. And if I do have time before I go to sleep tonight, I will log into Bleacher Report and try to catch up on Fyter Fest. I did not get to watch this week. So again, guys, just be patient with me this week. There's just a lot going on with my sister being in town until Sunday. Next week, when my sister goes back home on Sunday, it's going to probably maybe get a little bit easier. So we'll see where it goes. Let's see here. So let's start talking about the first half of the show. I'll check back to the live chat shortly. The show opened up with a Falls Count Anywhere match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. And honestly, I could say, not bad match at all. Even though, of course, this feud is randomly started with, a random match happening at Super Showdown and whatnot, I see some type of possible chemistry between Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman with a good story to back them up and just something for us to, get more invested besides, arm wrestling matches and stupid tug of wars that we've been having. I do think, there could be something to this feud if there was something more, interesting behind it. Because these two do something they can work very well together. Braun Strowman being, the taller, monster-looking man. Bobby Lashley, despite being a little bit smaller than Braun Strowman, is still, a powerhouse who could put on a good match against a guy like, Braun Strowman for sure. And I thought these guys had some good spots in this match from the highlights I saw. He speared Strowman into the timekeepers area. Steel chairs is added into the mix as well. Just a bunch of hard-hitting suplexes. But then towards the end of the match, though, they were on the stage after Lashley hit a suplex on Strowman. They get up. Lashley's standing right by the right in front of the stage. Strowman is on the other side, across from him. Strowman runs into Lashley, rams like a freaking 18-wheeler crashing into just a sign or something like that. And both of these guys launch through the stage, through the LED board, and literally, pyro and fireworks start going off, basically. And it was sparks, explosions, and whatnot. We hear Corey Graves flat out say, "Holy shit." And it wasn't even bleeped out on live TV. It was not bleeped out. And again, live TV, it's usually a couple seconds behind of what's really going on because you have to, edit something out just in case if something happens. But they didn't bleep that out on live TV. They let Corey Graves say, "Holy shit." And even the past tense, we've been hearing some cussing a little bit here and there. Not really overdone yet, but just that holy shit effect to that extreme moment definitely really added to the effect. And of course, the there was no, overdone, production like with the cameras, running down, chasing us down. There actually was like a still shot of seeing what's going on behind the stage and whatnot as Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman were taken out on stretchers. Apparently Strowman, well, I believe this is kayfabe wise, is seeking a little more, medical attention, where Bobby Lashley seems to be in better position right now than Braun Strowman's storyline. But yeah, like that was quite the spot. Like, again, that's something I kind of need. I felt to, kind of give this feud a little more oomph to it. I mean, a Falls Count Anywhere match, again, they had was good. So obviously it's sure or due to have some type of match at Extreme Rules. I'm not sure what stipulation could be. I mean, I predicted before this match, I thought, okay, they're just going to do some throwaway match, make this like, into like a strap match or something like that, just to show off strength and power. At this point, maybe a last man standing match. I mean, I think, based off of this, like where do you go from Falls Count Anywhere? Again, a strap match now sounds like it'd be stupid to go from Falls Count Anywhere with this ending to a strap match. I think they should go to a last man standing. I know I printed that in my card. Once again, guys, also thank you very much also for the views on the Extreme Rules card. We got over 1,000 views. I have not had a card get over 1,000 views in a while. So let's try to ump up, put that up. Maybe see if we can get this to 5,000 views. 5,000 views. Last year, my highest video got 4.6 thousand views, and it was on the death of the video I made on the death of baseball players Jose Castillo and Luis Valbuena. Let's get the views up again. But on the match cards especially, because those got at least get a lot of views. But yeah, so I'm going to change my prediction now and say Strowman and Lashley last man standing at Extreme Rules, because that spot was definitely pretty sick to see. And of course, having Corey Graves on commentary going, holy shit, like really threw it in as well. And of course, there was a thank you Heyman chants going on because Paul Heyman, because you are a freaking genius. We didn't have a match. It was supposed to be Big E and Xavier was taking on the Viking Raiders, but then Samoa Joe interrupted the match and started choking out Xavier Woods, and then Cody comes out to make the save. They brawl until they do a 6-man tag match between them. Match was what it was. Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise on the apron to knock. I think it was there was a nice little sequence towards the end where like New Day and the Viking Raiders were having like some good back and forth action. Ivar did a dive to the floor, take out Woods. He gets back up. And he takes flight. But then Kofi is with the Trouble in Paradise. But then Samoa Joe came from behind and put Kofi into the Coquina Clutch, and he gets Kofi for the second week in a row on Raw to pass out, giving Joe a win, which is nice because Joe really hasn't really been picking up many wins lately. But that was nice to have him get going into this match Kofi and Joe are having at Extreme Rules, which of course we'll talk about that in the SmackDown review also, because they had a pretty good segment there on SmackDown. So yeah, I mean, I know we're not really fans of champions losing clean, but if it's a tag match, I can forgive it. But this guy I felt was good to definitely give Samoa Joe the rub going into the championship match. So we got that. Backstage. First backstage, we get a 20 recap of what's been going on with Drake Maverick and his wife Renee Michelle, who he brings the Raw blindfold, saying they'll be on their honeymoon. She takes off the blindfold and says, "What are you doing? Why are we at Raw? Why are we not on a honeymoon?" Well, first they have an exchange with Dana Brooke, and then he says, "I promise to have a little bit of business to take care of." Again, at this point, once again, you're having Drake Maverick being a beloved GM on 205 Live, but he's being a total jackass on Raw and SmackDown, concerned more about the ugly 24/7 championship than his own freaking wife. He just married. He had the best day of his life getting married to the woman of his dreams, and he cares more about the 24/7 championship. Seriously, why is this man not getting divorced? Why is this lady not divorcing Drake Maverick? So that happens there. So then they see them. He says, "I promise things are gonna be okay. We used to have a little bit of business to take care of." his wife says it's either the title or her, which once again, she should be just saying, screw you, Drake, because I'm pretty sure any girl I know would do that. But he assures that, oh, I love you. Then R-Truth says, talk about how much he loves romance, basically. But that's not the last exchange we saw from these two. We didn't see the club chatting backstage when AJ Styles rolls up. He says they were looking good last week, but they lost to the Viking Raiders, to which Anderson gives him a bit of guff for almost losing to Ricochet. Styles makes excuses, and the Hoots give him shit before offering a bet on AJ's next match against Ricochet. Anderson's like, I will put my wife on the line, contingent on AJ losing. We didn't have No Way Jose making his entrance to have a match. And then, but then we see Drake Maverick and Renee Michelle in the front row as R-Truth taunts them from the conga line. Drake then, just goes over and, again, everybody's chasing after the 24/7 title. Cesaro, and that's right, Cesaro was supposed to face No Way Jose before the match. He's attached with the God's Neutralizer, and that's all that, because once again, they're both buffoons. Backstage, though, the Street Profits show up. They weren't in the matches, they just showed up, had a couple promos backstage, which, okay. Again, don't keep bringing up, your champions from NXT, completely change them or do something to them. But, just if you want to, just bring them up to cut a promo or so, saying, here's an upcoming talent, watch NXT, just so, these people who don't watch NXT get familiar with them, then fine. I was okay with what Street Profits did tonight. But Montez Ford does the cup thing before he goes for Rock's big finally, but Dawkins cuts him off and he launched into his own shtick. But then Montez Ford is just because they have the title doesn't mean they don't want the smoke, you see, basically, which he was saying something like that. And again, Montez Ford, someday, again, I hope, him and Angelo Dawkins have a run with the tag titles on the main roster also, if they're going to be sticking around, of course, because I have a little more faith now that, Vince is not fully in charge of creative anymore. I still hope they have a good run with the tag titles, but someday Montez Ford is going to be a huge star as a singles competitor. I really do think he's amazing in the ring, and I would and I pitched this in my last dream match top 10 I did. I would love to see a match with Montez Ford and Ricochet. I think that would be a killer, stunning match for sure. If Ricochet and AJ Styles can put on great matches, imagine what any of the two can do with Montez Ford. But then we have The Miz being interviewed about being tagged on SmackDown. So again, Miz talks about after tonight, Shane McMahon will find a replacement for Elias. And as far as McMahon himself goes, well, here the Undertaker is here tonight. In the arena, we see Shane and Drew demanding, and Shane demands his intro and says he has other responsibilities besides just gracing us with his presence. Because we're here, he wants to take the time to get back to last Monday and talk about Roman. And he has the video clip, and Drew says the footage for itself. Roman knows exactly what they're going to do to him, Extreme Rules. But Shane's like, I don't want to focus on Roman, though. I want to look at The Undertaker, who he says Reigns begged to come help him out. Which, once again, why the hell would Roman Reigns and Undertaker help each other out after what happened in WrestleMania 33? But last Monday was a surprise. Extreme Rules, there will be no surprises. The Big Dog and the Phenom will end the night in the ground. Drew puts over Taker as the greatest sledge, but doesn't give a damn about him, though. He and Shane heard a rumor going around, so he came ready to fight. And further, he's ready to exterminate the legacy of The Undertaker. And then there's some mind games with lights flickering and stuff, and sounds being played. Just mind games teased by The Undertaker until the dead man did come out, actually. He gets on mic and says that Roman never asked him for his help, and that's not who he is. Which, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense there. Why would Roman ask for the Undertaker's help? We got no response from Roman at all this week. Don't know why. But yeah, so that makes sense there. I guess, Roman never asked for my help. But if he needed a reason to explain why, he'll explain who he is. He is and has been the reaper of the wayward souls for a long time. He's here to collect theirs. He tells Shane taking everything he had to offer at WrestleMania before falling victim to his own greed and ego. He may be the best in this world, but where he's going, he'll be nothing more than another couple of lost souls suffering the torment and torture of the accredited a stench of death, which obviously that's all Vince. That was scripted as hell for sure. That wasn't a Heyman line. For all eternity, and they will never rest in peace. So, of course, we got no response from Roman Reigns talking about, of course, furthermore, where this feud is going on when I get to the SmackDown review. We see Lacey Evans doing her lipstick while Baron Corbin watches, and he says Extreme Rules match benefits them, and he says he believes Seth will fight to his last breath, keep his title, but is Becky worth it? So wait, is their match Extreme Rules? Wait, hold on, let me double check. Is that mixed tag match now an Extreme Rules match? So let me double check this really quick here. Yeah, it's an Extreme Rules match, of course. Of course, Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans get an Extreme Rules match. Seth and Becky, I'd be fine with them having Extreme Rules in their match, but once again, it involves two people who should be getting another damn title opportunity. So they're wasting Extreme Rules stipulation on that. Great. Anyways, but is Becky worth it? Lacey says Becky's fought her entire life for her dreams and beat Ronda. In a main event, but accuses Seth of having wandering eyes, as after they win, he'll realize he never should have put his faith in the man. And then Lacey has a match with Natalya. Finally, Lacey has another match on Raw besides a title match on a pay-per-view, and she won with the women's right, and I do not care because Corbin interfered as usual. Backstage, we see Hawkins and Ryder chatting with Ricochet. Who's interviewed says that that's how AJ feels. That's fine, but for him wrestling AJ in the main event of Raw is one of the greatest honors of his career. Whether or not he got 100% out of him, and if they do it again, he thinks he can win. Gallows and Anderson roll up and say the only mistake is that Styles didn't put him down in 3 minutes. Ricochet disagrees and says he's confident that they do it again, he can win. Gallows likes his attitude, but now it's time to put him into place. Ricochet says he's not looking for trouble, but if they want a match, he's happy to defend the title, to which the club says it's not them he has to worry about. Okay, then, so we'll have to see, of course, who it is he really has to worry about. Backstage, the club are reporting back to Styles chatting about their chat with Ricochet. AJ says he'll go have a talk with him, but his good brothers egg him on to find his edge again, to walk up to Ricochet, accept the challenge, slap him across the face. Styles walks up to him and gives him shit for it, says he's going to take the title tonight. Ricochet says he doesn't know why. He's all fired up, but he accepts. Offered his hand. AJ slaps across the face. Ricochet stands his ground and slaps him right back. So obviously building some tension there between these two. And then we have Elias and Miz in the 2 out of 3 falls matches. Once again, apparently 2 out of 3 falls matches have to exist due to the fact that Vince does not want matches going on during the commercial break, and they're watering down 2 out of 3 falls match. They didn't care. Miz won 2 falls to 1, even though once again, it's just, why do we do this? We just did the same exact match on SmackDown last week. And it did nothing for me in return. That's just the case. But yeah, so we had that match. And actually, before we move on, let's check the live chat again, see what we got here. Where were we at? Extreme Rules next week already for sure. Are you down for a Maria and Becky feud? Honestly, after what Maria Kanellis pulled on Raw, which we're about to get in a second here, maybe. Yeah, I like to see that. That's definitely fresh. Doesn't involve a freaking blonde. Miss Dede, I got my blonde hair. I got my blue eyes. I got my big tits, Vince Love. Well, if you don't want Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans, we'll give you Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair for the 50,000th time. No, thank you. What about Orton versus Finn or Nakamura versus Finn? Well, I think we are going to be a Nakamura and Finn at Extreme Rules, but Orton and Finn wouldn't be a bad match for sure. That'd be a good feud. You should check out my reaction to the AJ turn. I'll definitely try to check that out for sure, Lauren. Crappy rules. I'll be doing my Extreme predictions sometime this week. At least Lashley is being used the right way. Now, for sure, definitely, which he needs to be for sure. I'm not saying I never wanted him to be. I definitely want him to be used more, right? Once again, don't have him doing these, slow, physique poses, quick and dominant looking. And again, there is something to that Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley feud. There can be something to it. Just do there. The Club versus Brian Rowan. I don't think it's going to happen. Yes, we are getting definitely an edgier product. Bitch and shit used in one night. That's there too. And Kofi gave Joe the finger. Thank you, Bischoff, for that. Do you think? Wow, there's a lot of names. Do you think Lesnar, Cena, Orton, Finn, Charlotte, Andrade, Becky, Roman, Rollins, Lashley, Strowman, Maria, and Alexa will be at SmackDown? I'm sure some of them this week. What's your top 10 this week? I think it's going to be NXT, top 10 NXT. I have 2 NXT talking to left. They can do top 10 takeovers or top 10 NXT superstars. One of those 2 will happen. Champions lose all the time. Do you think it's awkward with Graves commentating on Carmella's matches since they're dating? Only WWE makes it awkward. Again, they made Dean Ambrose and Renee Young awkward. They can't make Carmella. So far, I don't think they've really had, they've really made Carmella and Graves too awkward yet. But once again, they can't go out of their way to sabotage it. Once again, if Heyman's the one now in their ears and not Vince, then I'm sure commentary is going to get a little bit better for sure. I love to see Ricochet and Styles in the TLC match. Ooh, I'm hearing ladder match ideas, but TLC match? Take my money, sure. I'll go for that. Maverick's wife looks young as fuck for sure. Is Maverick a heel on Raw and SmackDown and face on 205 Live? Yep, definitely. Buddy Murphy finally on the main roster. We didn't see him tonight though. We haven't seen him yet. I kind of knew Styles was turning heel since last week when he demanded a title match. I knew it was coming too. I just hope they didn't just completely, recycle what they did with him and John Cena. The 20-hour title is ass for sure. Has Sheamus taken time off? I'm not sure what's going on with Sheamus. Again, because I knew the rumors are the only reason why him and Cesaro were a tag team for as long as they were is because Sheamus has been wrestling with spinal stenosis. So I don't know what's going on with Sheamus. I knew Cesaro was going to be wasted. He hasn't completely been wasted. Yeah, I don't think. But, yeah. Is Jericho still under contract with WWE? Nope, he is not. And apparently Codebreaker now has been banned. Renee's getting on my nerves with the commentary. They need to put her back as a backstage interviewer. She's too awkward calling matches. Oh, my God! Once again, it may just be a Vince thing, but, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I think she's better as an interviewer, honestly. But glad WWE has at least given her a chance on commentary. WWE needs to let Taker rest and retire. He's paid his dues. Either that or he actually wants to wrestle, though. We'll see. We don't need another Shane and Taker feud. I agree. There are rumors of Triple H stepping down from Raw and SmackDown, wants to be in charge of NXT. Triple H already is in charge of NXT. Watch Lacey and Corbin be the next power couple. Ooh, no, please don't. It's so funny when you do the Lacey Evans theme. Yeah, because, again, she's someone that I don't say I never wanted to succeed. Is that she's not ready to get this super push. She's only out there because Vince wants to see her dressed in, the thinnest attire. It's basically, a Vince McMahon, porn segment. Even though, once again, Vince is slowly stepping away from creative. We got Cody Tajik, if that's how I pronounce their name. I hope I pronounced it right. If not, I apologize. How many chances are Lacey and Corbin going to get? How many chances are all these people going to get? They keep getting the same people getting the title opportunities. How many more chances are they going to get? Because once again, remember, December 7th, 2018, we're not the authority now. You are. And rematch clauses no longer exist. Then why is everybody still getting rematches when they don't even earn them? Elias versus Miz BS told you back in December when McMahon changed and everything was going to stay the same for sure. Alexa needs to turn face and move to SmackDown. At least a face turn again. Alexa really needs a face turn out because once again, it's the same shit going in circles all over again with Alexa. Sammy does their better. Did Owens or Ziggler turn face after the main event on SmackDown? Not sure yet. I'm going to wait on that for sure. We're going to save SmackDown for SmackDown. It seems like they're trying Zayn into an. They're trying to make Zayn to another CM Punk. Well, Zayn has to obviously win some more matches though, not just be a heel eating pins though. But Yeah, the critic of the critics for sure. So do the commentators say word for word based on what Vince and creatives tells them? Pretty much. And I think commentators should not be told what to say. I agree. Ricochet should have been the heel, not AJ. Charlotte should have won the title at stupid grounds. Styles turned heel the same way he turned against Cena in 16. The ratings clause is BS. Opportunities must be earned for sure. All right, let's get back to this review. Thank you for stopping by. Chat, guys. I'm sorry if I'm just moving quickly, but again, I got a couple more videos to get through tonight. But anyways, we then get a recap of the Universal title match from Stomping Grounds. Don't remind me of how bad that match was. Backstage, Rollins and Lynch being interviewed, even though they said Becky and Seth Rollins. Becky and Seth Rollins. Her boyfriend, Seth Rollins, gotta say every single week. Seth expresses their sympathies first for Strowman and Lashley and hope the best for them. He takes issue with the idea that he might be impulsive and tosses to Becky for a bit of sarcastic beatboxing, making things a little awkward. Rollins says one-on-one, they know they can beat their opponents, and the winner takes all stuff, changes things a little. They gently snipe at each other, and Becky admits to sleep with the title belt, which Seth says is causing a bit of friction, and asks her to listen from time to time before realizing what a mistake this is, and saying that maybe he just got lucky. Becky says it's damn right he got lucky. And then Maria Kanellis rolls up. She takes an issue with them calling themselves the first couple of WWE, and they're not all that impressive, before bringing Mike Kanellis out, saying she's got an extreme concept for them. Here tonight, she and her bitch will take on her and hers, which we got happening next. And the match, went on for a brief period of time with Seth and Mike. With Seth and Mike before. It looked like Mike tried to tag Maria in. Seth goes in the corner and, Seth made Mike tag out, and then he tags in Becky. But then Maria jumps off and tries to run away, grabs a microphone, and she starts yelling at Mike for failing to protect him, accusing him of not even being able to mop the floor at home. Becky walks around, fist up, and Maria begs off, claiming to be pregnant, but then Becky walks off confused, and Mike wonders how she could possibly be pregnant. Maria says, "You're not man enough to get her pregnant." So Becky improvises, hip tosses into the disarmer, and then he taps out to Becky's armor. Even though, once again, Mike was not the legal man, Maria was, but oh well. But then after the match, Maria Kanellis just tears her husband apart. Poor Mike. Calls him a disappointment, saying that the only man here tonight was Becky Lynch. Maybe next time she'll ask Becky to impregnate her. Which, once again, boldly a Paul Heyman segment. Where the hell has this been? Why all of a sudden now, again, when Mike and Maria Kanellis first came back to WWE, immediately they were implying that, okay, this is kind of like a thing where, yes, this is going to be, the partnership, the real life, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, Bennett, whatever it is. But of course, Mike Bennett taking Kanellis for his in-ring name with Maria Kanellis. Obviously, symbolize, okay, this is going to be a power couple where Maria wears the pants in the family, in this relationship, basically. But they did nothing with it for so long, and they've been on 205 Live for a while now. And again, they had a little bit of something going there until Mike continued to keep losing, and it was like nothing else but came out of the loss except for last week when Mike Kanellis quit 205 Live. Yeah, he was there tonight. But now it's like Maria's finally, just revealing that, hey, I can be a tough wife to definitely deal with and whatnot, and definitely just tears Mike apart. Basically, again, just coming out more as the woman who wears the pants in the relationship. And again, I don't know if Maria really is pregnant or not, but if she isn't, again, a couple times I've seen her in the ring within the past year or so. I think at Evolution, at the Women's Royal Rumble, she can still go in the ring. I think she can still put on a good match in the ring if you definitely give her the opportunity to do so. But at least on the microphone, where the hell has this been? This was Paul Heyman. This was not Vince. This is a Paul Heyman thing. And I kind of hope we see more of this because I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a way to put over Seth and Becky going into this mixed tag match that, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're giving Corbin and Evans extreme rules. Why? But I definitely want to see where they're going now with the Canals. They're definitely starting to, click a little bit. Of course, they're signed 5-year contracts and whatnot, so they're going to be around for a while. So better to utilize them right now this time, WWE. And I have a better feeling they made it this time with, Heyman and Bischoff being in charge. But anyways, backstage, we see Paul Heyman interview, possibly over the possibility of Brock Lesnar being there tonight, which is annoying the hell out of us. When the Street Profits roll up and start doing their thing again, being entertaining, but he's like, I got no time for this, and he tries to exit, and then we see Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross walking backstage, and they get ready for a moment of bliss, which Nikki Cross is her guest. And Cross thanks her for support and guidance and says she'll always be grateful. Bliss is like, that's all true, but this is not about giving Nikki the credit she deserves. Out comes Carmella. Another wild card says the truth is that Alexa is playing Nikki and that's not cool, or how friendships work. Typical blah, blah, blah. Alexa's just using people for friends. As always, we've seen that happen how many times in a row now? Once again, this was just Alexa Bliss being a baby face. It could be something different, but instead just being the typical stuff we get now. Of course, I don't care about it anymore. Basically, like, oh no, you're just our truth sidekick. And then says, well, I'll show you in the ring with a sidekick to the upside of her head. We have a match with Alexa Bliss and Carmella, and Carmella beats her in like 3 seconds. And then we randomly see Carmella and Nikki Cross have a match where Nikki Cross wins with a spinning neck breaker. Okay. Afterwards, the Bliss pops in and cheap shots. Carmella raises Nikki's hand. I don't know where the hell this is going, because this is supposed to be building because another match is happening between Alexa Bliss and Bayley at Extreme Rules. Terrified that they're going to give it a stipulation, but after tonight, look, there's not. But who the hell knows? I don't know why these two are having another damn match after Nikki Cross won the match for Alexa Bliss's opportunity, which just makes absolutely no sense. Then of course they're trying to interview backstage, and Alexa just says no comment when asked how does Nikki feel about getting a title shot for Bayley's title for Alexa. She's like no comment, pulls away. Oh, and then we see Drake Maverick once again, see R-Truth backstage, try to, talk him sense. I just want to have a good honeymoon. And when Truth turns around, he decks him with his luggage, and then Drake Maverick wins the 24/7 championship. And again, I don't give a shit anymore. Main event time, though. We see AJ Styles and Ricochet for the U.S. title. The match was kind of brief. A phenomenal forearm was hit, and it looked like AJ Styles won the U.S. title. But Ricochet's foot was under the rope, and referee Sean Bennett didn't notice. John Cone came out, though, and pointed out that Bennett's error, and then they discussed what to do. Backstage, though, after the commercial, they restarted the match, and the club came out at ringside. Again, there wasn't really too long of a match. Some good back and forth action. There's this responsive, Ricochet, seemed like, just avoiding, things like this is all you got. A Sasuke special, but he went on his feet. AJ hit a plancha forearm. Styles hit a brain buster that was not enough. He gets hit into an Argentina bomb, still not enough. Obviously, the stuff that was not putting down Ricochet. Up top, jockeying for the position, diving through about half dozen transitions into a slick lucha pinning predicament, and Ricochet retained the U.S. title, rolling up AJ Styles. After the match, though, Styles and Ricochet shake hands as the club applaud from ringside. Of course, but then they get up on the apron and they start yelling at AJ, basically saying something like, "Where's the AJ we once knew? Bring back that fire we knew with AJ Styles." And AJ Styles said something like, you know what? You got it, or something like that. And he turned and he punched Ricochet right in the face. Not as good, of course, as when he punched Cena in the face and turned heel and went on to beat up John Cena. But he beat Ricochet, and before he started just, beat the crap out of the United States champion. Gallows and Anderson come in and hit the Magic Killer. AJ Styles hits an Avalanche Styles Clash. Of course, after, they pose with the Too Sweet, obviously, saying, hey, we're back together. AJ goes back down, starts mountain punch, starts clubbing away again. And then AJ poses with one foot on the one and only. And they do Too Sweet once again. AJ Styles is heel again. The club is back together. I'll say my thoughts that, of course, for sure, for when I do the Eternal. But guys, that is it for the first of these live reviews tonight. Again, I caught Raw late last night with the highlights. I give it a B-. Again, both Raw and SmackDown this week to me were like, okay, we know that there's new people slowly taking over creative for these shows. And, of course, once again, they have some crap to get through before they can really, get into, the best of their writing. But I gotta say, not bad at all. Give it a B-. Thought we had some improvements. Definitely stuff that still, we needed to just, deal with. It's going to be the way it is and get through it. And I think SummerSlam, we could see some better build. So B- for Raw. Didn't get to do any, Twitter polls for that. But check the live chat before we check out this one. Can't believe Buddy and Alexa split. Same here. Host Shane feels better. Same here. We are making Becky and Rollins awkward. They are, honestly, even though once again I heard rumors that apparently Seth and Becky did approve of their relationship being used in storyline, but once again, I think WWE is making a little too big of a deal out of it for sure. Do you think WWE should bring a relationship to storylines? Again, they can, just don't make a big deal out of it. I like Maria better with lighter lipstick, but dark makeup suits her for sure. But again, if you saw her on her and Mike's 205 Live debut in that black dress, damn it, I was begging for Mike to switch last names with me for a night. She's savage. Will she ever be a face again? Not sure. Good storyline would be Seth Rollins is the baby daddy to Maria's baby, making them the ultimate heel WWE power couple. Dang, that'd be weird. I mean, that one will be interesting. I mean, I thought Mike and Maria were on SmackDown. Nope, they're on 205 Live, where they drafted the Raw during the shakeup. Last year they were, but they never did anything. And then they moved to 205 Live last summer. Maria is great on the mic for sure. She's better in the ring as well. AJ should have left SmackDown. Orton should have went to Raw. We see here all the time. Tyler, what do you think if Lacey and Corbin win the titles? Could the Canales cost Becky and Seth the titles? Again, don't give them the Corbin and Lacey. Please do not. I don't care what you say. Orton should be on Raw, but Orton hasn't been on TV since Super Showdown. What was the point of him turning heel if he's not around all that much? I mean, I get he's probably on a little bit more of a modified schedule, but yeah, what was the point of him getting the win over Triple H and then not even getting a title opportunity at all? Like, obviously, if you win over Triple H, you're due for something big, huh? I thought maybe Orton and Kofi would clash either at Stomping Grounds or at Extreme Rules, but I guess we're not getting that. Mel versus Alexa was awful. What was Alicia Fox doing during the match? I don't know. I don't care about Alicia Fox. Styles and Ricochet was definitely match of the night. Good review goes. See it for SmackDown Live. Dolph is on SmackDown now for sure. Would you choose Maria or Paige? Still definitely Paige, but Maria is up there as well. I wonder who Bray will target when he returns. We'll get to that in the SmackDown Live review. But thank you guys for joining me live again. I'm going to take a couple minute break, then go live for my SmackDown Live review again. B- for Raw this week. What are your thoughts on Raw? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, to slap a like on my videos, start working on my channel. Follow me on Twitter @DeMayor. I'll see you guys up here in a few minutes for my second live review tonight, my SmackDown Live review. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.